What's going on, y'all? Look, I have been completely lost in the sauce right now. And honestly, I'm thinking that this is exactly where I need to be, you know? If you're like a high achiever like me who might be currently stuck in a place where you're trying to make sense of what's next, but what you're actually doing is really trying to make it look flawless, right? You might just need to get lost in the sauce too. Do it with me, because this whole thing around trying to be perfect and finding the perfect formula before you act is actually the thing that's been blocking your growth the most. And I learned that. So, at the foundation, I'm gonna tell you a little bit about what's going on with me. Maybe you can see yourself in it. So, at the foundation of everything that we're building at Energy of Creation, my nonprofit that I'm working on, it is solid. It is rock solid. That foundation is rock solid. The core transformations that we guide people through, moving into this sense of deep regulation, connection, and clarity. That's all locked in, a hundo, right? But right now, what's happening is I'm using this channel as a way to, you know, help really offer some guidance and really provide a way to showcase what's possible, right? Which is strategy. Okay. So, what's happening through this channel though is I'm building these frameworks out loud as I share it. And the frameworks around like how I share things, how I'm running things, how I'm breaking things down, even to you, the science of just human performance and how we all have it in us to be more, no matter what setbacks we've had before. So I'm actively been experimenting. You might have seen how there's different ways that I've expressed myself, let's say, in a few of the videos, if you watched a few of my videos right now. And so I'm experimenting with like what's the best formula for me, because 100% like it's a little weird talking to a camera that there's no one like there that I can feed off of your energy or whatever. So that's another reason why I asked for y'all to drop stuff in the comments. Give me the like. Let me know, what you enjoyed about what I'm talking about. Because, I mean, I'm 37 right now and I've lived a lot of lives. So there is a plethora of things that I would love to share with you all and help to, again, guide you through some of this regulation and just stepping more into your power. But, like, again, like, it's easy for me to get up here and just say what I want to say, but if you, want to lean in further into something or have a question that comes up while you're watching one of my videos or something that I'm talking about, feel free to comment below, because that helps me to, know more of what will help you and then provide that. So again, I'm trying to map these things out all in the most sustainable way for me as well, because I mean, creating a video on the YouTube isn't all that I do with my days in my life, right? There's clients that I work with, there's a community that we're also running, there's plenty of things that are happening on a day-to-day basis, so I'm taking the time out on I come as much as I can, really. At least a couple of times a week, I've been uploading here. And the point that I'm making is not to have this kind of flawless content, which is why you see, like, I'm very one cut wonder here, because I ain't got it in me to be doing all that editing and stuff, okay? Listen, I'm a millennial. I just want the information, and the flim flam, you're giving me a headache, all of that extra stuff. So I don't do it in my videos. So anyway, a few weeks ago, okay, I was caught up in this trap talking about, again, lost in the sauce, where I was trying to figure out the perfect formula. How do I show up here, right? The perfect formula, the perfect way to do it. And it's impossible to figure out the perfect thing before you actually show up. So, what I've been doing here, what I've been showing is like flipping that script, right? Flipping the equation and just starting to do the work itself. And in psychology, this is often called flow state, entering your flow state. And it's that exact space where like this mental chatter kind of calms down, this self-consciousness just fades away, at least long enough, and you stop worrying about what other people think, because you're fully absorbed in just the doing of the thing. So that's where this true learning happens, and it happens in cycles. All right. So you try something, you observe, right? You try something, you observe what happens, and then you identify like your own flick of the wrist, the special sauce of it all, right? And then you try again and you see, okay, well, that worked for me, that didn't work for me. Let me adjust here, let me play around with some things here, right? But oftentimes, like I said, I'm in a lot of different spaces and I work with a lot of different people. And there's so many times where, brilliant people. I've done it before, so I know. I have a tattoo here. It says, if not now, then when, right? Because procrastination used to for real, get me. For real, for real. But anyway, I see people stuck in these planning phases, and it's like they're just endlessly organizing their thoughts, right? Instead of just living them. Because how many times have you thought your way through something only to find out that by actually doing it, you switched it up? A great way to think about this is like a vacation, right? I'm the type of person that I don't really plan everything on vacation. I generally know the area I want to be in. I know the food I like, so I like to have the types of food around me. And after that, I'm just like, all right, let's see kind of what happens, right? But you can plan a day or a vacation or to go to a certain lunch place, right? And then they are not even open. And you have to just switch up. But no matter how much planning it took you to get to that lunch spot or to get to that vacation destination where you went to, like, everything don't always work exactly the way that you've planned them. So what I'm saying here today is like a little, give yourself the grace of a little bit less planning and a little bit more of the doing, because those real time problems that you might be solving, those real time things that you come into, while you're actually doing the stuff is the raw material, right? That's how you learn the shortcut, when there was traffic. That's how you learn more, again, of what you like and what you don't like, because you get to experience it. So many people are stuck in like this whole living up here, just thinking, contemplation, thinking, contemplation, thinking, contemplation before they actually do anything, you know? But we need to live in that execution. We need to move out of the state that is like you're paralyzed. I see so many people paralyzed. Another huge space where this shows up in is, oh man, the healing world. Like, so many people come into healing, energy healing, coaching, all these kind of things, because we've been through something, we've been through an experience, and we want to, help shortcut some others, right? But oftentimes I find people stuck in these cycles to where they can't even get the oomph to, move out of this thought pattern and creating these spaces for you, for me, for all the people who can really and truly benefit from these incredible concepts and ideas that you know, that they're making, because they're so terrified that, man, if they show up and it's not flawless, I mean, everything is like to perfection, then you're gonna go somewhere, you're gonna try something, and you're gonna look like you don't even know what you're talking about, right? That's not the point here. Like, we feel the most connection when we're talking to someone and they stutter. Like, I do that all the time. Like, I also have some ADHD tendencies, so sometimes I go off on a skirt on a little tangent and I come back, and maybe I don't come back. Maybe the whole topic has switched, but this is how we feel the most engaged with people. And it's not when, you have this hard set thing where it's absolutely perfect that, the real movement happens. So, what I'm also saying here is, if you're going through something similar like this in your life while you're creating content, or doing anything with your health or your relationships, or being creative, putting things out there, finding new ways to expand with yourself, stop chasing this whole perfection thing, right? Oh, the metrics, oh, the algorithm, oh, I need to have everything down packed, right? I need to have the perfect workout before I start doing it. Can I tell you that, as far as, here's another one of our tangents, as far as like the whole working out business, I had to I had to make the shift from, okay, I'm working out, to I just want to move my body. I want to just be more fit and more able to do the things that I want to do, right? So that's the visibility for me. It's not, I'm talking about in this health situation, and specifically exercise. It's not that I want to look a certain way. Now, I mean, of course, it will be cute, but that's not the point. The point is, I want to be able to pick up my niece and nephew. I want to be able to move throughout the cabin, go up and down stairs. My mom lives in an apartment, and go up and down stairs. I want to be able to squat, pick something up that fell. I want to be able to do even different activities, right? I love dancing, and you need there's a lot of cardio to come in there. There's a lot of movement that come in there. And so that also is another thing. Like, these are the reasons why I decide to move. Not because of a perfect regimen that someone built and said that's the thing I need to follow. Okay? So when you're working with your clients or in any relational situation as well, like, these are things that's going to move the needle, right? I want you to get away from this idea of perfection again, because if not now, then when, right? And trade this intrinsic motivation, trade it for this, where it's like, you have this inherent meaning and driving force for what you want to accomplish and what you're actually doing, versus it being for, this external validation. Oh, I have this many people that's doing this thing, or I'm collecting people, or whatever the situation is. Like, that's, yeah. If you here with me on this channel, I ain't for the bird kind of stuff, right? I'm here for the real thing. Like, my whole thing is about connecting and sharing and building a better world for us and those after us. I ain't got no kids, but like I said, I got nieces and nephews and other family members who, like, I want to continue to see prosper. And we have to show up in that kind of way, in whatever way and shape and form that is. Whether you're a parent, a business owner, or anything in between or outside of that, you know? We don't want success to feel hollow at the end of the day. Because if you so focus on those external things, it's like when you start to achieve something, it's like, they always move the bar. They always move the bar. For instance, YouTube itself just moved the bar for monetization. I'm not even worried about monetization from YouTube. Come on. But they just moved the bar. They're always going to move the bar if you continue to search for these external things. All right. So, looping it back in, because we've explored a lot today. Okay. You don't have to find your voice before you start creating. You find your voice, your enthusiasm, your joy as you're doing the creative thing, as you're moving through the process of whatever you want to do. Again, that could be in your relationships, in your health, in your, again, creativeness, right? Or in new ways for expanding and in growing yourself and your business, right? And these clarity, it's the clarity, the breakthroughs and the aha moments, right? They don't happen when you're just staring blankly into the sky or at, clicking away, trying to make the perfect routine, right? Or, bruh, I need to have everything perfectly right before this can happen. It's all about putting in the reps. It's all about tasting the ingredients, right? I flick of the wrist. When I cook, again, all over the place, but in the same space. I don't measure, okay? It's all about moving as you go, getting through it as you go. I flick of the wrist when I say I flick of the wrist. When it needs more, I feel like, okay, it needs more. Or a big thing I do is I open the seasoning and I be like, does that correlate with what I'm making right now? If it does, flick of the wrist. If it don't, back in the cabinet to go, and I maybe pick out something different. So go ahead and see how this strategy, changing your strategy into one that's in motion versus one that's just stuck and stagnant. Because then also, again, ADHD a little bit, when you put yourself in such a strict thing, then it's like you feel constricted to it and it's like you have to, and then that also builds up more resistance. So what are we doing here? Let it go. All right. Again, this video here is part of my live experimentation, testing out frameworks out loud, just to show you a little bit of what it looks like to choose momentum over perfectionism and really authentic connection over performance. So if you, dear friend, are ready to just stop consuming, right? All these strategies, you've watched the videos. Trust me, I know you have. I know you have. And you want to start like actually implementing these shifts in your body, in your lifestyle, in your business, in your creative growth and expansion. Just stop waiting for perfect, okay? Just try different things, see what works, see what doesn't. Okay? Go ahead and drop a comment below and let me know what hit the most for you. Again, questions, comments, concerns. I love those things. It helps me to showcase what matters most to you as well. Also, go ahead and there's a link below that you can click onto that shows you, it's a quick little assessment that shows you exactly what's standing in the way for you right now. I put a lot of time and energy into this thing, okay? And it's going to populate the best thing for you right now that you can start getting on the steps that you want to. Rolling the ball, right? So let's actually do this work in motion together, okay? Thank you so much for watching. My name is Destiny, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.